6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening to fans. It's Friday night. Football back tomorrow. Absolutely buzzing. We need to get over that absolute disgraceful result from Monday night. Obviously, all VAR's fault, all the referees' fault. Nothing to do with ourselves. We were fantastic. And of course, obviously, Gordon getting sent off didn't help, did it? But there we go. But a game to look forward to tomorrow. A game that's not been in the Premier League for a few years. A ground which we always enjoy going to at times. We struggle at times. We've also had some great, memorable victories at Ellen Road. So I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow night and discussing it today with you guys in the chat. Dan seems to be late. Gaz seems to be late. Makes me wonder if they're turning up. But hey, it's a Friday night. These things happen. Welcome to Through Black and White Eyes. Look ahead to the Leeds Newcastle game tomorrow. Please like, share, subscribe, and hype the show. It's all free. You can join from just 99p. Donate using the super chat. All profits donated to selected charities. So what we do is we pool it together to basically ask journalists, ex-footballers or whatever it is, will say, look, if you want to come on, we'll donate to your charity. And that way all local charities are going to prosper from it. Please adhere to standard community guidelines, keep comments respectful, and of course, enjoy the show. Even everyone. Gary's in the house. Great to see you, Gary. Chez is in the house as well. How are we doing, Chez? It's been a while since I've seen. Cheers. Les, where was that information about Wissa? There's still so much going on. Hey, Chris. Evening all. Mo, are you available? It'd be great to get you back on. I'll send you the link, mate, and if you can jump on, that would be fantastic. If you can't, don't worry about it, because you might be at work. I don't know. But I'm a big fan of Mo. He's a good lad. Dun, dun, dun. I'll just do that now because I am terrible at multitasking, as people know. Mo. I should have asked him earlier. I don't know why I didn't, but there we go. Good evening, all. Cheers. We've got cheers. Blade, are you off work as well? Or are you going to work? Les, I saw that ages ago. But evening, pal. I hope you're well. Anyway, let's get to the press conference stuff, because that's what we need to discuss first. Dun. So, let's not go to the press conference. Let's just quickly put this back up again, because I didn't get to be on the show yesterday because I was on night shift. I did watch as much as I could of it. But what a tasty set of fixtures that is. Marseille obviously dumped us out with the Europa League when we were in it all those years ago, with Drogba playing for them, went on to win it. We've got Barcelona. Can we repeat the 3-2 heroics with the Tino hat-trick? Paris Saint-Germain, we owe them one. Benfica, great club. Bayer Leverkusen, we've got history with them as well in this competition. So with PSV. Atletico Bilbao, not really had much competition with them in the Champions League. And of course, the newcomers, USG, who have a Newcastle fan within their team as well. So that's really exciting. Very, very tough games to get out of the league stage. Let's just hope we can do our best and not disgrace ourselves. Which I don't think we will. I just can't wait for Barcelona at home. Love watching Barcelona growing up. And I missed the last one, so maybe one day I'll get to it. When are we getting short for our new player video. When we get in the hostage video, it's a good question. You're always on your way to work, Blade. Even though, Daniel, I hope you're well, Daniel. Other news as well. Cahool has gone out on a permanent transfer to Sparta Prague for an undisclosed fee. We only paid 300,000 for him, so I can imagine we may have made a bit of profit on the young man. We wish him all the best. He was starting to look all right in the reserves, but it was obviously clear there was no pathway into the first team squad. So best for him to move on in pastures new and carry on his career somewhere else. So we wish him the best of luck. So why not? I think we're getting a decent set of fixtures. I think they're brilliant fixtures. It's just whether they're brilliant that we're going to be able to get past them. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. Also, latest news as well is the England squad has been announced, and we have 3 players in it. Should be 4 because Lewis Hall will be in it, but not quite yet because he's not back to his full fitness yet. But Dan Burn, Tino Livramento, and Gordon all called up. So fantastic for those 3 lads. Guys, better later.
I apologise. I thought it was 8:15.
People don't read messages these days, guys.
No.
What happens.
I am. Yeah. When I saw your message, I thought, shit. Freaking hell, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I do 8 after I've had a night shift in the morning.
Yeah.
So when I finish this morning, I want to get to bed as quick as I can. So I move it forward by 15 minutes. I know it's daft, but it does help. What do you make of the England squad? Are you happy the 3 Toon players are in?
Yeah. I think all 3 are fine. There's a lot in there that I'm not 100% sold on. Like,
how's Henderson back in again?
I have no idea.
I don't get it.
But he seems to like experienced, doesn't he? And I don't think he's ever going to change. Burn for me is going to the World Cup. I think Burn could have 2, 3 bad games and he'll still take them because he seems to like experience. And no, I think all 3 deserve it. Well, yeah, they do. All 3 of them deserve it. I
didn't notice that with Trent got dropped.
Yeah, Trent.
Madrid, hasn't he?
Yeah, Grealish didn't get called up. There was called maybe he would. There's another one who's missing as well. Oh God, who was it? Somebody who's playing well this season so far, but he's not in it because he's brought up. I just can't remember. Can't remember off the top of my head. But I don't. Foden. That's it.
Phil Foden. Yeah, he started the season well, but I mean,
there's somebody else as well. There's definitely somebody else, but Foden not in it. I get he's trying to do stuff, but it doesn't look like a team that's going to push for the World Cup. If you ask me, it doesn't look right. I'm not seeing like huge talent in there, and I know that's ridiculous. I know Saka's injured and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Doesn't it feel like it's still Southgate, but picking more older generation players? It just when Tuchel came in, I thought, great, get in. He's going to wipe the slate clean, and we're going to start playing decent football, and he's going to pick players on form, and it's just the same old crap again with England. Yeah, but there we go.
It's the same. It's just the same players all the time, and I mean, I briefly looked at it, and players not getting picked on form and stuff like that. And I mean, look, if you're going off form this season so far, Jack Grealish should be in the England squad. It's that simple, but he's not. And
I mean, it's only been 2 games. It's hard to say form, isn't it? I mean, Jack Grealish did make a big impact for Everton at the first game, but I mean, Everton were poor. How they won 2-0, I do not know. But I don't know. Anyway, forget about England.
Yeah.
We're here because we've also got a brand new signing. He has a lovely first touch, but he is much more than that. He can play the number 10 role as well because he is very skillful on the ball. and is somebody who Bayern very much wanted. But Bayern wanted him a lot cheaper than what we paid for him. So that's probably why we got this deal done so quickly. He's about skill in tight spaces. He's about being a bit of a battering ram. If his development continues, he could be a similar level to Isak, but the style is very different. I'm a little worried about is not the finished product yet, but he only really started being a regular at the Bundesliga level in December. So it has been an almighty 6 months that captured him to being one of the hottest prospects. Now, we had a fantastic under-21 series. I think we played a blinder, but we might have overpaid. I'm not fussed about that. But we've got a guy here who can play in 2 positions. You know, you can play as a number 9, you can play as a number 10. And I've seen some of the goals he scored. They're all very different types of goals. I'm very excited.
I haven't been this excited for a long time for a signing. This came out of absolute nowhere. And well, I was actually on the show yesterday when it broke. And I was thinking, I can't be right that man. Like, there's got to be just another rumour getting around. And I think within the space of finding out on the show, by the time the show had finished, there was a here we go from Romano.
Yeah.
It was so you found out that it was close, we were interested, and then we had a here we go, just like that. Keith Downey said that it was very quick, this deal. It happened, it wasn't something that they've been talking about for a few weeks. This literally went boom like that. And he's
obviously been on the list, hasn't he? I think he's been on the list for. He must have been. I mean, we've all talked about him on the show, but we've all brushed it aside because we've seen nobody mention his name with any authority, like any local journals, you know, Morano, Orenstein, all them lot have never mentioned this name to Newcastle. So we were all like, he's obviously a very good player, but we've not seen any links to him. So we've kind of brushed it under the carpet, didn't we? And like you said, it's just come out of nowhere.
I think we brushed it under the carpet because I think this was a bit too high. Because we keep, after the summer we've had, you like going for a player like this. Now, suddenly, now that we're, he has signed. I mean, he's at the ground.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's, but now all of a sudden he's an overpay. I don't think we have overpaid for him. I think this is the market. I've seen some ridiculous prices for Premiership footballers this summer.
I agree.
And this guy's around the same bracket. And what Sesko went for 70 plus million, which I thought was a good deal at the time. So this guy's cheaper. And stats wise, I think Sesko's got 1 more goal than him, but he played 5 more games than him.
Yeah.
And Woltemade is like literally ahead of him in every stat, just about. And it's clear he's a good player because Bayern Munich tried to get him, and I think the fact that they couldn't get him was because they just can't. It's ridiculous as it sounds because it's the Premiership, but you just can't. They can't afford to pay the money.
Yeah.
And it's mental how a club like Bayern Munich just can't do that because the Premier League's. Well, it's basically a super league in my eyes. So it's like it's worth millions, and when you've got people like Brentford trying to buy a striker for £45 million, it just shows you. This is why I think he's. This is why I think he's a good deal. I think it's a good price for him because some ridiculous fees going around. As for what he's like, I don't think I've ever seen a player like him. For his height and he's skillful. He's got pace, he's got strength.
We've got one. He's a rat.
Well, I think he's stronger than him, and I think he's better in the air than him now. I don't think people realise how talented this lad really is. I watched him in the championships under 21s or whatever it was, and he was the top scorer in it, and he was by far one of the best players in that tournament. I think it's a brilliant signing. I really do. And I think it just shows that this club has got a pull. As much as the media and so-called clubs will tell you, you're just a small club. No, we're not. We've got a pull. And there's 2 players right now sitting there basically saying, probably on the phone, saying, I want to be the next striker and all that. And well, I've got a pull. And I'm buzzing with the signing. I think it's a brilliant signing. Absolutely brilliant.
Let's bring Mo in. How are we doing, Mo? Thanks for jumping on.
Hi, lads. You all right?
Yeah,
Good to
right.
see you again. What do you think of the signing?
It came as a surprise, didn't it? But no, great. I think we just needed to get somebody in. Is number 27? He's not going to be the new number 9, though, is he?
No, they're holding the number 9 shirt back, which makes me think there's another signing on the way. Or they just don't think he's good enough to wear the shirt yet, or give him that responsibility yet. I think that could be it. But
are we? I'll let most people. Are we going to talk about this because, like,
the number 9 shirt?
Yeah, I find this whole thing strange.
In what way?
What record signing isn't going to wear what famous number? I find that really strange. Liam
coming in. Gotta be.
Liam mentioned it as well. It's either one of 2 things, and I mean, Liam mentioned it's something to do with Isak, or it's there's a signing coming in who is out of the way, just like with Woltemade as well, and it's a big signing. That's just doesn't make sense. My kids want Woltemade on the back of their top.
You're gonna have to wait.
Well,
you're gonna have 27, can't they?
But he's going to sell more shirts than Avissa and Strand Lawson is. He's 100% going to sell more shirts. So why didn't they take advantage of the number 9?
I personally think they don't want to put the pressure on him.
But
that's what I think.
I think the fee puts the pressure on him, though. Anyway, sorry, Mo, I'll just jump in because of this.
I mean, this number 27, is there some importance to it? Because like Isak, when he signed it, he wanted the number 14 because of Henry and that, didn't he? So,
come on, he wants it for Stephen Taylor, doesn't he?
I think it's Albert. I think he wants to be like Philippe Albert. We're gonna see the chip. We're gonna see a Woltemade chip from the half line.
I love it. 2 numbers, more money. I honestly think there's another striker coming in because you said they wanted 2.
I do too.
So there is 2. Obviously, guys is right. In the group, someone said, is Isak going to have to suck it up, be integrated, sign a new contract with a release clause, and be given the number 9 shirt to show what he's capable of? I don't want to see that because I think he's burned too many bridges to deserve the number 9 shirt. I think you earn the number 9 shirt in this football. Now that there has been a time where no one's wore the number 9. So this isn't the first time it's happened. And we waited till somebody was good enough to wear it, and then didn't Andy Carroll take it on?
Wasn't it the entire? It was the entire. It was the entire championship season.
Yeah, and then Andy Carroll stepped up, didn't he?
Carroll wore the number 24, and then when we were promoted that season, when Houghton led us back up, he earned the number 9, and he only wore it for 6 months.
And I think that's a little carrot to dangle if you buy 2 strikers and then they both don't wear the number 9, and for say half a season or a full season, it's kind of show me who deserves it.
Right, but are you going to do that with a 29-year-old versus a 23-year-old?
Well, it depends who comes in. Still could be Strand Larson.
The fact that Strand Larson apparently is not in Wolves in the Wolves side that's going to play this weekend makes me think that there's stuff going on.
Exactly. Now, can I ask Mo, first of all, who would you rather see, Strand Larson or Wissa?
Probably Wissa.
Proven Premier League, scored 19 goals last season. Different.
Strand Larson just seems a similar player to the Woltemade. Yeah, who was signed, and I think
Ferguson, Shearer.
Yeah, similar, but Wissa's got the goals, hasn't he, in the Premiership and stuff? So I'd like to see Wissa come in, but then again, it's the age thing as well. Strand Larsen's got more years on him, and I suppose any one of them would work, wouldn't it? So
He's
Strand
injured.
Lars. Yeah, he got a bump on the head called in UFC.
Yeah.
The other thing that bothers me, Mo. Hello, Mo. The other thing that bothers me is, he's going to be gone for potentially 5 to 6 weeks with the African Cup of Nations, which then leads us still light in the striker department, fellas. So, there's every possibility that Jamie Rubin's got something else up his sleeve. And the way he's been smiling at the camera over the last 24 hours makes me think, do you like that?
Wait to what we've got coming, sort of thing.
And Gary and I were talking about this yesterday during the Champions League draw. To do it during the Champions League draw when every single important executive in Europe is sitting there waiting on their teams to be drawn. All of a sudden, everybody's flipping phone is freaking out, going, "Are you seeing this? Is anybody else seeing this? Oh my God!" So I'm talking about a marketing masterstroke. So I'm actually very, very excited that there's the very distinct potential that the next 72 hours, 96 hours are going to be very exciting.
I would 100% pick Strand Larsen over Visser.
It's the age as well, isn't it? And the ceiling that he could go on to be
I
better.
think Gary doesn't like the fact that he down tools like Isak.
No, I don't. I don't like the fact that he down tools, but it's the AFCON thing. It's the age. But you know what's the big one for me? They're actually not similar, the two of them. Woltemade likes to come and pick the ball up. He likes to take on players. He likes to dribble. Strand Larsen's that bloke in the box.
Yeah.
He is the man you put the cross in for, and this, that, and the other. I know Woltemade is like 6'5", I get it. But he likes to be on the ball more. It's Strand Larsen for me. I think he's the better player. And probably stats haven't showed that, but I think in a year's time, Larsen will be, his ceiling will be much higher than Visser's in a year's time. Absolutely much higher.
This is interesting. Isak to Barca potentially for that midfielder. And who broke that though? Where did that information come from?
Spain. It came from accounts in Spain. Yeah, it's Fermin, midfielder. I'm not gonna lie, quality.
I mean, everyone's raving about him. But
which midfielder?
Fermin. He's called Fermin. He's a midfielder at Barcelona. Very, very talented player. Got a shot on him, pass, cross, you name it. That we got linked with him, and it came from Spain. Originally started at 100 million euros, and it dropped to 86 million euros. And apparently we've spoke with him and this, that, and the other. But don't know, it could just be talk from Spain. But I'd see no reason why Barcelona wouldn't be interested in Isak. I think it's definitely something they would look at.
So if he's round about 70 million, because that's what the same. I mean, I would say probably 80 million if he was started at 100 million euros, which is about 92 million, isn't it? So you're probably looking at 80 million. So we want probably 60 from them plus player for Isak.
Yeah, I just get the impression that if we're linked with him, I think Newcastle seem to be going in a different direction now. I think they're starting to. I cannot believe I'm saying this because a month and a half ago I was having a breakdown, but I think they're starting to go like to the next level where they're starting to get rid of players who aren't good enough for the club anymore, starting to ship them out, and they're starting to replace them. And I think in the next year you're going to see first team footballers at that football club going. I
agree.
And they're going to be replaced by better players, and I think it's already started.
Of course it has. It's got to. It's the evolution of a football team, isn't it? In the squad.
That's what they're doing.
He's the Italian midfielder where we have inquired about, but again, I don't think anything's going to happen with that, to be honest with you. But hey, who knows? Because we all knew we needed a striker. We were all looking in different directions, and then suddenly round the corner, someone else just waves and goes, "Hello, yeah, I'm here." So you just never know, do you? Right, let's move on to the game. Obviously, it's on Sky. It's a 5:30 kickoff at Ellen Road, a ground where we have a mixed sort of results at. I mean, the one that I always remember was the 4-3 win when Nobby Solano scored in the last minute. I mean, that was a long time ago. I think it was like 2002. Or a bit later on, it was Bobby Robson, wasn't it? It was an incredible game, but it was, yeah, I'm sure it was only like 2001, 2002 or something.
Michael Dewberry.
Yes.
Faced Michael Dewberry in defense. Yep.
I definitely think one was. I don't think he is. He's that replacement. I think Strand Larson would be. Because I think, yeah, we'll both skip over that anyway for now. But what Eddie said is the start of the game is going to be very important for us. They have invested a lot in good players. I have going to Ellen Road. Is a stadium full of emotion, and we'll need to use the emotion this weekend. So if there's any club like Newcastle, Leeds are obviously very close to what we're like. We like to, make our presence felt in the ground, make it uncomfortable for the players. So more the first 15 minutes is going to be very, very crucial in this game for me. Got to quieten the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Are they starting with, do you think they're going to be starting with the Sula then up front, are they?
We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about the noise of the crowd and how we need to dampen it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what fans are like when they go away anyway, like we're always making the noise, so bring that. The signing and stuff as well, and the way the club's gone about the business, that's going to give everybody a buzz anyway, pump them up. So I think going into the game as well, the first 15 minutes, yeah, definitely, crowd will be behind them straight away, and hopefully we'll nick a goal and then get on a good footing, really. Yeah.
Guys, I was impressed with Leeds' performance against, who did they play against again? The first game of the season, they won 1-0. Everton. I thought the intensity was there. Just they can't finish. It's a bit like what we were like for a while when we were struggling. But they could be dangerous.
Esso up front, right? We talk about Everton. We talk about Leeds.
No, Leeds battering Everton at home. And won with a dubious penalty, but it was a penalty according to the referee in our group who does referee at a good standard.
They let Bamford go, right? They don't have Bamford anymore.
No, he's still there.
Is he?
No, he's gone.
I'm sure he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He went today. Or yesterday.
Yesterday, right? I didn't know that. So that means Calvert-Lewin will probably be up front then. But
no, they play Pirou. I can't remember his name. Pirou, I think it is Piroe. Leeds. Look, I think you're right. I think the first 15 minutes they need to quieten the crowds. Very similar atmosphere it was. But I think the first game of the season they played an atrocious Everton side who were really poor. But you know what the first game's like? The home team's always up for it, and Premiership team coming up from the Championship is always going to have a go first game.
Yeah.
Then they went to Arsenal, did all right in the first 25 minutes, I thought, and then after that they were just bloody awful.
Weren't they?
Yeah, they were all over the shop. I think it's going to be tough for them all season. But like you said, it's Leeds' home form's the key for them, and I think 100% right. If we have a good start, that's going to really be helpful in the game.
I agree. 100%.
So we can hope for a Barnes or Elanga goal in the first 10 minutes.
I don't even think it's scoring in the first 10, 15 minutes. I think it's just dominating the game in the first 10, 15 minutes, showing that Leeds can't get past us and we can't get the crowd into it. So, skipping big challenges as well. Because if you put, just like us, we love a challenge. When Dan Burn goes sliding in from 4 yards away and smashes a player into the touchline, everyone goes up. It's all about avoiding those situations in the first 10, 15 minutes and just making the crowd think like, crap, Newcastle aren't here to be bullied. They're here to win this football game and win it comfortably.
We're here to compete.
Yeah, exactly. Dan, Leeds have lost just one of their last 6 Premier League games against Newcastle. 1-2, drawn 3, going down 1-0 at home in January 2022. If you remember that one, that was the one that started the rejuvenation,
Yes.
the Eddie Howe era.
Yep.
That horrible free kick from
John Joe
Shelby that somehow went through the keeper's hands.
Yep.
But that gave us our first 1-0 win under his era away on the road. And that really skyrocketed us to staying up.
Yep.
But it just shows you how difficult it is to go to Welland Road.
It was a kick up the backside. It remind me, geography fellas. How far is Leeds from Newcastle? What kind of a trip?
Hour and a half on the train.
Okay, so like
half an hour from me. Half an hour from me.
Yeah, like going to York, like going to Edinburgh. So okay, got it. So
for a long time, it used to be the derby because Middlesbrough and Sunderland were obviously nowhere near the Premier League. So Leeds were our closest rivals for a very long time. So we used to treat it as we used to treat it as a derby, and there was some feisty after scenes when I was younger, with the Leeds coach buses and stuff like that. Not good.
I agree. I think it's for us. It's about showing everybody that we can continue the form that we showed against Liverpool, even though we lost 4 first team players in that match. I think Bruno's gonna have everybody jazzed. Everybody's gonna be ready to go. Burns gonna be ready to go. We'll talk about formations here in a little bit, but or starting 11s. But I think we're gonna see some jiggling of the starting 11, obviously, so out of necessity, but I think we're going to put our strongest 11 out. So Mo, to that answer, I don't think Asul is going to start. I think he's probably going to come off the bench, but I think we got to show that we're up for it, show that Monday night wasn't a fluke, and that we're in it, and to show that in the first 10 minutes. That would be great. Yeah, that's another question.
Has he registered in time? But no Newcastle. No. He probably has registered and we're what?
No.
How do you know?
Keith Downey confirmed that he's very unlikely to be involved tomorrow.
Okay, that just makes it even more easier to pick the starting 11.
Well, his medical was scheduled for 9:30, and
it had to be. He had to be everything done by 12 o'clock today to be registered. And I think Downey practically confirmed that he won't have been registered in time. He hasn't even been officially announced yet.
Well, come on. We sign players and it takes us like till 10 o'clock tonight or 10 o'clock tomorrow night to actually officially release the hostage video.
Exactly. But
we haven't put a ransom
off what Downey said. Keith Downey said he doesn't think he's in time.
He doesn't think he does. He doesn't actually know, does he? So we'll have to let's play devil's advocate and let's hope he did. More Newcastle win 50% of their Premier League away games against Leeds, 7 out of 14, and that's our highest win rate against any of the 10 times on the road, 10 plus times on the road. So that's a very, very good win record away from home. Let's hope it continues.
Hopefully, yeah. With Leeds as well, it's a team that we can beat, and
it's a team we should be beating if we want to be top 5, don't we?
Exactly, and the way we played against Liverpool, we bring that passion there. I don't see any reason why we don't get the result away from Leeds.
Stick Dan Burn up front. I love it. Why not? Why not? I mean, I do like playing Leeds. I just prefer playing them at home. I've always been that kind of person. But let's have a little look at what potentially Leeds might line up as. Now, this is their last team in ratings. Or this is what SofaScore predicts them to be at. I don't really know a lot about them, to be honest. I was hoping for a Leeds fan, but there was no one that answered the call. We obviously know a couple of players in there from the last time they were in the Premier League. Dan James. And we also know, obviously, Sean Longstaff apparently will be starting this time because he has been on the bench, hasn't he?
Is that, sorry, Baz, is that the Sheffield Wednesday game?
That's the ratings from the Sheffield Wednesday game, but
Right.
that's the starting lineup that SofaScore predicts Leeds will pick.
So they reckon they're going to start Longstaff.
Yeah. I mean, it could be completely wrong. I mean, SofaScore does what thinks it's going to be. Someone obviously sits there and makes it up, doesn't they?
Yeah, because he's been getting absolutely slated.
He has, yeah. It doesn't surprise me. They don't realise what Sean Longstaff's about, does he? And it's a shame because it's a good move for him. And if they give him time to settle in, they'll actually see a decent Sean Longstaff. He's never going to be fantastic. I don't know if they're expecting someone who's going to like be box-to-box midfield and banging goals like Scott McTominay's done at Napoli. But like Sean Longstaff will be a player who will be solid for them and give them that Premier League experience in a relegation battle.
I mean, Leeds have got pace on the wings. They've got Nonto on the left and Dan James. They've got a threat. Midfield, they've got that Dan on them, Aronson, the American lad. He's been in and out. They've got that Struwick. I think it's Struwick. I thought they looked a bit out of it at fullback. I think that's something we could exploit because Arsenal tore them apart at fullback, both of them, right back and left back. And I'm assuming it's the two same fullbacks. I think it was, I could be wrong, but I think it was some Iceland left back, Gudmundsson or something like that. And I think Bogle at right back. I thought he got booked early and he never recovered after that. And he was getting torn apart at times as well. So, it's a decent team, I would say. But look, it's going to be a threat.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to pass the ball around left. They've got legs in them. They're going to make it difficult. It's all about imposing our game on them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have got the better team by an absolute mile, right?
Oh, yeah.
But games aren't won on paper. We all know that. So it's one of the look. We should be beating these, plain and simple.
Should be.
They've also got Jack Harrison, formerly of Man City.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's on the bench. He's been on the bench a lot because they're playing Nonto on the left.
I thought he was going back to Everton.
No, he went. He joined Everton and then he went back. But Leeds fans were booing him in pre-season because they didn't want him back. basically because he left them, didn't he? So, I mean, Liverpool. I mean, I don't know who's in goal for Leeds now, but they did get rid of that goalkeeper who was crap last season for them.
Right,
Melanie.
Yeah, he went.
Carl Darlow's still there.
Carl Darlow's there. Piri is the one who says he's going to be in goal, and he had a stinker against. I don't know if these are the ratings against Leeds.
He's
maybe.
the one wearing the.
I think they're the ratings against Sheffield Wednesday because Longstaff started and he didn't start at Arsenal. He came off the bench.
Yeah, so he's probably not going to start on Saturday, is he? But
and look, apparently Leeds were terrible in the cup. Absolutely shockingly bad, apparently. So it's one of those. Leeds have had a really dodgy week. And like I said, we should be beating these. No disrespect them because I actually don't mind Leeds. I think it was nice to see more northern teams in the Premier League, to be honest. But it's going to be a hard season for them, for me.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. I'm trying to have a look and see where we can. I mean, I've never heard of Bogle or Gudmundsson. I mean, more if you're looking at that team, who you're attacking. Are you attacking down the right or down the left?
It would be right, really. But then, say the only one that I can really that stands out for me is that Nonto, because I think he's got some pace on him. But I think attacking the right side of it, that'll be the way forward. It's gonna be a funny one, but it's like you're saying, this is a team that there shouldn't be any issue. We should be beating them. They've just come up from the championship, and I mean, it's Leeds, and I've got all the time for Leeds, to be honest. But if we want to be competing at the top there, these are teams that we should basically get the 3 points, even away from home.
Yeah.
I agree.
I do. I agree. Yeah. Right. Let's move on to ourselves. We do have some injury updates, which is good. We have potentially Shaw might be available. Now, I thought he had a concussion, so he wasn't allowed to play, but apparently Shaw is available for selection.
I wouldn't take the risk. I thought Chow played
well. Well, no, he did, but again, he played well for a short period of time in the game. That's the other thing, where Shaw was brilliant all the way up until the injury. But I honestly thought that wouldn't be a possibility. Gordon obviously suspended. Tonali apparently still in pain, but no dislocation, so may make it. So that's an interesting one. But Joe Linton is definitely out. So I predicted this would be our lineup based on the fact that Shaw and Tonali would both be out. I don't know what you guys think of this. I'll start with Dan first. I've gone Pope, Chow, Byrne, Trips, Tino, Miley, Bruno, Ramsey. I thought Ramsey was brilliant for the short time he was on.
Agreed.
Sula's got to start up front, especially if Voldemort hasn't made it. I'm going to call him Voldemort, by the way, because he's a wizard. Alanga on the right and Bonds on the left. Bonds apparently has 5 goals against Leeds, one of his top scoring teams against. So that's encouraging.
When I said earlier that I figured that Asula would start on the bench, I negated. I forgot that he scored against Liverpool, so I kind of there's an expectation maybe that he could be rewarded for that goal and for the energy that he displayed. So maybe I agree. Maybe he could start. I was thinking more it was going to be. Being pragmatic, I figured that we would play Barnes on the left, we would play Murphy on the right, and we would start Alanga up front. In that
that's a possibility.
In that false 9, only because Jacob Murphy will give us the experience, against Leeds. But I trust Eddie. I was also of the opinion that Hall played well for a half. He played the full half on Monday night, so I thought maybe he could start, but maybe and Trips is 35. I mean, he 2 games in 6 days. That's
he can manage that. The Hobbit can manage that, man. He's fit as a fiddle.
So
he's on the pull again. Remember?
Oh, Jesus. I don't have a problem with you starting 11. I can see that going. Really, Ramsey and Miley pick themselves. If Tonali is to be involved in any way, which is a big if, I would expect it to be from the bench. So yeah, I don't have a problem there. I wondered also if maybe, just maybe, we might see Ramsdale as a possibility, but only because I'm sorry, but I was not pleased with Pope for either one of the Liverpool goals. Well, especially for the first one.
He's never saving that.
Well, it was to his opposite shoulder, so
it took a deflection and went.
That was a fluke one, absolutely, right off the inside of the near post. So I could see that starting 11, and again, it's out of necessity. The midfield duo picks themselves. Asula could get rewarded for his goal. So okay, yeah.
Well, that was my thinking. Is Asula sort of deserves the start now after being in the right place at the right time. He took it really well. Very hard not to. I mean, if he doesn't get picked now with no striker at all, as in Gordon being injured, he's got to think, why am I bothering? Right. I'll answer this one very quickly. Is Botman our 4th choice centre-back? No, he's not. He will be our 1st choice centre-back when he's fully fit, but they're easing him back in. So, and there's no reason to drop down Byrne. And that's why I think Chow would come in, because he's fully fit and raring to go. So that's why. I mean, I could be wrong. He could pick Botman and Dan Byrne. I'm not against that at all. Mo, what do you make of what the team might be? Did you agree with myself? Obviously, Asula deserving his spot now, or deserves his chance until you know.
No, just going back to that, he does. If he was, the thing with it is, he scored against Liverpool. I think the chances that that cross by Bonds, if that came in, he's a good header of the ball. So I reckon that would have been in the back of the net. And then you've got Alanga on the right, where he knocked one in as well. It's you need someone like that, and he's primed for that, really. So I think you need to be given the chance and given more minutes. So hopefully he does start, and I think he gets a few goals there as well. You know,
I mean, guys, it really has got to be his chance, hasn't it? Just to show what he's capable of.
Yeah, I would 100%.
Yeah. Even if Voldemort is available, which I don't think he will be, he won't start. He'll come off the bench. So it's got to be Asula, hasn't it?
For me, I would start Asula. He's just scored against the champions. If you can tell me what Harvey Barnes has done this season so far, because he's been absolutely shite. Honestly, I thought he was crap against Liverpool, and I thought everybody else was fantastic. I thought he was crap. He was bloody non-existent.
I'm not a fan of Barnes. You know my feelings on him.
Yeah.
Unless he's scoring, he's not doing anything in the game.
And he was the first one that we thought was going to come off when we were doing the watch along, right, Baz?
Yeah,
I mean, we were figuring he could come off at halftime.
I mean, I know this is talking about the Leeds game, but you're talking about a bloke here who was up against a makeshift right back, and he never took him on once, not once. And look, it's a blow Gordon's out, right? But I think Asula deserves his chance. Personally, I'd drop Barnes.
The problem is, who would you drop Barnes for?
I'd put Langer on the left now.
Right, yeah,
I'd put Langer on the left and start Jacob Murphy. That's what I would do. I saw 9. Obviously, I'll keep Pope out of this. I saw 9 players on Monday working their socks off, running around that pitch, screaming this, that, and the other up for a big game, and he was trotting around.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a fan. I think we should sell him. I think we can get some money for him, especially if we get that Barcelona midfielder who can play on the right wing, on the left wing as well.
He's one of these players who, by January or next summer, he will be gone from this football club. He's one of them. I've got 3 or 4 in my head that I don't think he'll be here in a year's time. He's one of them. I think he's a very good footballer, but without growing. And he will score goals for you. He'll probably get 5, 6, whatever. You'll get some assists, but I think without growing him. And I would 100% start Asula. I think this is probably the game where you see roughly the same side, and then after the international break, Lewis Hall will come back in, people like that, because it's going to have to happen at some point. As much as I love Trippier.
Oh yeah, Tino will definitely share the workload, won't they? But isn't it great having Tino who can play left and right, because there's going to be times where Hall might need a bit of a rest, and then Tino can switch over to there. I just feel sorry for Tino because he's going to be used as a bit of a makeshift left back, right back, rather than having a starting position for his own sometimes.
Yeah, but that strengthens his position with Tuchel as well.
Of course it does. It does.
Yep.
By the way, we have a here we go from that knobend on Twitter. I think he's an absolute tosser now. Wolves have agreed a deal in principle to sign Tulu. I can't even pronounce his name. He's a €27 million fee. Agreed with Genk tonight, and the medical booked for Saturday. Does that open up Strand Larsen?
Possibly, but they have said that they were after 2 strikers, so they have just sold Fabio Silva.
Same as us, so we're not going to sell Isaac until we've got another striker. Maybe they're doing the same.
I do find it funny how Strand Larsen's missing tomorrow. I find that a bit weird. He might have an injury. I'm not saying he doesn't.
I don't buy it. I don't buy that he's injured. Yep.
Visser's just been an arse. That's why he's not playing. But I'd look at the rest of the team. I think Shaw will play personally. According to Eddie Howe, there was no concussion. They've done the concussion protocol and he was absolutely fine.
Oh, brilliant. So he will start.
I think he will start. Midfield, I've got the sneaky feeling that Tonali's going to play.
I don't want to make him worse, though. I'd rather he started on the bench and then if we were struggling a bit to bring him on. Or do you start him and win the game early, then take him off early?
That's what I think.
Eddie's shocking with his substitutions sometimes, isn't he?
Yeah.
How many times have we criticised him for leaving players on too long?
I could be wrong here, but I don't think he fully trusts Lewis Miley yet to go in. I mean, look, Lewis Miley's apparently told the club he wants more action. He wants to start more. Well, he needs to do more when he gets on the pitch, if you want my opinion. I rate the kid. I do. I mentioned him a year ago where I said he's one of the best youngsters we've got. But when he comes on the pitch, he's not doing enough for me. Every time I watch him recently, he came on against Villa and he came on against Liverpool, and
he keeps it too safe.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I mean, I saw you had your lineup there. I mean, the people are saying he could be the 6. I wouldn't put him as the 6. I think Bruno's going to be the 6.
Back as the 6 instead.
Yeah, because Miley's too slow, and
Bruno's not exactly the quickest either, is he?
Yeah,
Ramsey's rapid.
But
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
The thing with Bruno is Bruno's like got that determination and passion.
Yeah.
Every time I watch Miley, I feel like saying you need a rocket up your arse just to go a bit quicker. He doesn't run like an 18-year-old to me. He runs like he's about 27. And I'm still backing him. I still think there's a player there, and I do think he will become a great player, but he needs to do more for me. But that's why I think Tonali may start.
That's a good bit of news, isn't it? Tonali had trapped nerve in his shoulder, but it's eased up. He's been working in the gym with no problems.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's easily done. I've landed on my shoulder wrong, and you can trap a nerve. You get a few suction cups on it, a few massages in there, releases, and then you're fine again.
But just play Sula. Just start him. He came on.
Yeah.
He scored a goal. He was a pain in the arse. He's a nuisance. He's going to lose the ball, right? He's going to muck it up at times. But he's going to run around more than Harvey Barnes is, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, and I just feel like I'm on my
He's not predictable either, is he, Asula? He's a bit of a live wire. So.
That's what my next door neighbour's a Liverpool fan, and he said exactly the same. He says Barnes is too predictable. You know exactly what he's going to do.
I said this.
And it's like, I do rate Barnes. I think Barnes is a type of player that you will get a lot of money for. People will be intrigued by Barnes. They will give you 30 million from no doubt.
We need more than that. We paid 40 for him.
Well, people will. He's an established Premier League player, but he's not good enough for us anymore. And look, watch him score 2 goals tomorrow.
Well, like I said, the lightning strikes how many times in football, and Harvey Barnes likes a goal against Leeds. But I said this last season, and I don't know how many times I need to keep saying it. Harvey Barnes on the left wing is so predictable because he always cuts inside.
Yep.
The only time he's not predictable is when he's got someone running on the outside of him in the overlap. Then he has the option to pass the ball or go inside. But he does not go on the outside himself enough. I would say 95% of the time he's on that left wing, he'll cut inside. 5% he might try go on the outside. And how often is he successful at doing it? He's not.
You know what could happen? Eddie could do something that nobody will be expecting. I think if Tonali's fit, he could play Bruno, Tonali, Miley, and he could put Jacob Ramsey on the left because he's played there for Villa numerous times.
I was thinking that exact same thing. Yep.
And that could be, I think he'll be more of a threat, Ramsey. I think Ramsey came on the other day and looked very, very good when he come on. And I think he'll be more of a threat than him at the minute. And
maybe Barnes is more of a threat coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Well, that's how he scored a lot.
The nail on the head there. He's better off the bench.
Yeah, he scored a lot of his goals last season when Gordon ran the left back ragged.
Yeah.
And then Barnes came on and went, cheers, mate. He can't run anymore. I'll cut inside and score. And that's how it worked. And it was so plainly obvious what was happening.
Barnes' weapon is his shot, right? There's no doubt he's probably one of the best shooters at that football club, right? But it's too predictable when he starts. Players are fit, they're not tired. When he comes on in the 60-odd minutes, this is when he can skip past the player and do that lovely finesse, right? Yeah. But it's a shame for him, but he's a bench. Solskjaer was a bench player. When he used to come on, he was never a starter. He was always the genius coming off the bench. Yeah. And that's what Barnes is. Barnes is a bench player. And he's better when he comes on. It's just what it is.
35 minutes. He's definitely someone who's good from the bench. More, we mentioned Ramsey there. What have you made of his little cameo appearance to start with? I was impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing him a bit more myself.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to it, I think, playing him on the left and that, having him in instead of Bonds, I think he'd do more of a job there. He came on against Liverpool, he looked brilliant. I really liked him, and I think that's a great coup that we've got in terms of signing him for the club. Brilliant player.
Huge. Yeah. He's rapid. I couldn't believe how quick he was. I was actually shocked at how fast he was. Right, let's get our predictions in because we're up to the hour now. It's a tough one to predict though with all the injuries, but we've obviously been boosted by potentially Tonali playing. We've got a new signing coming in, so that kicks a few players up the backside to think, "Ooh, my place could be in a bit of trouble now." Sula might get a start. Gaz, what's your score prediction?
I said at the start of the season that Newcastle wouldn't get a win in the first 3 games. And I said they would take off in September. I'm going to stick by it. Ooh. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
Ooh,
and I'm basing that on the injuries and players not being available yet. If Isak was still part of this team, Woltemade was in, Hall was in, you name it, I think Newcastle would win 3-4 now. I really do, but they're not. They're not. They haven't got the team for me. There's no goal scorers in the team at the minute, and I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
Interesting. Mo?
I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 win to us. I think we're going to get a win. I really think we're going to get a win.
Why not?
I hope Sula is playing, and I think there's a bit of confidence there now after the Liverpool game. Going into this game, I think we'll get a result. 2-1. Right.
Oh, I like it. Super fan, Dan.
I won't disagree with Mo. 2-1 was going to be my prediction as well. I think we're up for it given the Liverpool result on Monday. I think they're going to be champing at the bit. They're ready to come out the gate shooting. All depends on again what that starting 11 is. I think having had more of a think, I think Asula starts. I like the idea of Ramsey on the left, guys.
That's a good shot, guys.
And given how lively he was on when he came on against Liverpool, I wouldn't put it past him to either provide a cross or do one of those late runs into the box and get a goal himself, nick one. So I like it. 2-1.
Ooh. Now, I'm being very optimistic, and I've gone 2-0. I just don't know who's going to score for Leeds. I don't know if they're going to break down our defence.
Yeah, watch this space, Baz. Watch this space. You know who will get the goal against us.
Well, yeah, if he comes off the bench, he probably will. Yeah. No, I honestly think 2-0. We've had a clean sheet the first game of the season. We were never getting a clean sheet against Liverpool. We weren't good enough. But I think when we're away from home, we're a very solid team. That we're defending a 4-5-1 really well. Players drop back in and do the jobs properly. They're always switched on. And then that obviously stops us from the attacking side of things sometimes. So which showed against Villa. We didn't overcommit when we should have a lot of the times. The problem for us is who's going to score for us, which is why I think it'll only be 2-0. And I'm thinking, it all depends who starts. But Harvey Barnes starts. I think he'll score. because you just like scoring against Leeds. And I like to look at things like that and look at who likes scoring against two teams. And it always seems to happen. You know, Shearer used to always love scoring against Leeds as well, I think. He was one of his highest scoring teams. But yeah, 2-0. 2-0, why not? I understand where Gary's coming from because, you know, there's a lot of players missing and we still don't have that striker. So it could easily be a draw. I find 2-2. Desmond.
Yeah, in a month, I predicted this at the start, but I said Newcastle will take off in September and they will really start battering teams once they get this Isak stuff sorted out. And this was before I knew about Woltemade and this, that, and the other.
I just think the new signing galvanised us. The way we got beat against Liverpool will galvanise us because we didn't deserve to lose that game. We deserved to win it. I just think if things fall for us right against Leeds, which they didn't do against Liverpool, you know, that cross, that pull back from Alanga, which should have been buried by Joe Linton. There was nobody else on the edge of the box to put it away. You know, there was so many great situations we got ourselves into. I think we'll get into more situations against Leeds because they're not going to be trying to play everyone behind the ball and hit us on the counter-attack. They'll want to be hitting us, so we'll be counter-attacking them. I just think that'll fall into our hands with, you know, with Barnes and Alanga and hopefully Asula and Jacob Ramsey plays as well. His pace will be massive for us on the day. So I just think we'll score 2. Yeah, I think we'll win 2-0. Chris has gone 2-1. Blade's gone a very less optimistic for him, 4-0. Normally it's like 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. So 4-0 is actually quite reserved for him. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't put 4-0 past us. I've spoken to a lot of Leeds fans over the last couple of days, and they're all scared of this fixture. They all think that we're going to batter them. And I'm sitting there going, we're not. We've got this person injured. We haven't got a striker. And they're all like, you'll still have enough.
Well, we won't batter them. Well, what if Isak and Woltemade are playing? We would win 3-0. Because that's simple. But if Gordon was on the left and Joe Linton and Tonali were fully fit, then yeah. But they're not. And look, I kind of change. I said that they wouldn't win a game in the first 3, because of the window we had and the Isak crap. And I thought it was going to take them a little while to get going, and just stick by it. Then,
well, this is why we have our competition. We've all put our scores in. So check us out on Sunday night when we do the review show and see who's top of the table. I think quite a few of us have got 2 points now, which is quite fun. Tomorrow
I've been in the shitter.
Are you still on 0?
Oh, I think so. I don't think I've gotten anything right. So
no, you got 2. You're the same as me yesterday.
Okay.
Because
I have to put mine in for this weekend. I haven't done that yet. So
I've got bugger all right. I've got an outright so far. I went defeated Villa and I went draw against Liverpool.
I went defeat against Villa and defeat against Liverpool.
Did you?
Yeah.
So I'll probably look. It'll not be a draw tomorrow. Then it'll be a defeat or a Newcastle win because I've got bugger all right.
Let's hope it's a win for Newcastle. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow morning for the Premier League show. I have got a Spurs fan and, of course, Sean, the Villa fan, coming on. That will get later in the weeks because doing it at 9:30 in the morning is going to kill me. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. More thanks for jumping on last minute. I really appreciate it as always. Guys, Dan, turn up on time.
Hey, I have an away game tomorrow night, and I'm in the midst of putting together a banner.
Oh!
So
what kind of banner? Is it a political banner or is it a supportive banner for the team?
There's breaking news on Sky about Nicholas Jackson too, son.
Is there? Is he going to Bayern?
Hold on.
I'll just mute you until it's finished. I don't want to.
And then I couldn't be more chuffed because we're the 9:30 game tomorrow, which means we get the big screen at the pub. We're the only game on, which means we get the sound. Yes. And Mama T and Parker will be back. Oh, it will not be a MAGA banner, Morgul. What the? No, it will not.
I love
It
it.
will not be a political banner. I can't say it's. Can't say it's a supportive banner. We'll.
That's
see
what I
how it
mean.
goes.
Political against the owners.
We'll see how it goes.
There it goes.
But yeah,
Well,
yeah. I was unfortunately I lost track of time because I was dying a bit of material, and I looked up and I was like, oh shit, it's 5 after. I thought we were at quarter past. So, guys, what do we got?
my fault.
They're just basically saying that they're on about buying Munich and Jackson, and Chelsea don't want to loan him to a team where he's just going to sit on the bench because they've got Harry Kane and stuff. So they want him to be a regular. But the interesting thing is that Bayern Munich want a replacement for Harry Kane, because he's 32 now, and Nicholas Jackson's very high on the list, which gets me thinking, why have they just let us sign this bloke? You know what I mean? When they wanted Kane's replacement, you know what I mean? It's meant.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to sit on the bench either, does he, that lad? He doesn't want to move to Bayern Munich and sit behind Harry Kane. That's why he's come to Newcastle, because we're going to play him.
Well, and it tells me that Chelsea, I'm not going to lie, I think Chelsea want to sell him to us, but I don't think we're interested.
Interesting. Right, brilliant show as always, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon for the game, then Sunday night, then all day Monday, then Tuesday night, then Wednesday night, then Thursday night. So just tune in. We're on. I love it. Catch you later.
Cheers, lads. See you later.